Yeah. Let's go. They can see that I'm the legend. Got the gold in my possession. No doubt in my mind, no question. I hold the keys to my successes. Greatness lives inside of me. Cut me open, bleed royalty. I've never known defeat. That's for the weak. For the throne, you better show loyalty. Nothing can stand in my way. I look it right in the face. I'm never slowing down. Yeah, I'm winning this race. Can't hold me back. Can't hold me down. It's time for me to own it now. I'm on a whole new level. I'm on a whole new level. I'm on a whole new level.
Oh man, welcome to episode 30 of Cow Tech. I'm Adam Ross, back from PNB with my co-host Tyler Shane, which was the main guy last week.
That's right. Yeah, welcome back. I missed you.
Thanks, man. It was definitely well worth it. Hello from Nebraska. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to jump on. I made a little typo error when I was trying to update the time. We're always on at 8 p.m., but for some reason, the live link doesn't start until 10 after. So we'll let a few people jump on board.
Numbers are hard, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely say hi for sure. It's going to be a super cool show. We got two icons in the micro RC scene, and we're going to hear from them shortly. It's definitely going to be interesting to see the way that it's come through. We heard a little bit about the AE micros. You got, I don't know what micro you have there, but
I have an FMS Smasher micro.
Nice.
So 24 scale monster truck.
Nice. And I got my AE one as well, which we'll bring up later. But we're going to wait a couple more minutes. What's going on from Detroit? Hey, John and Gavin, how's it going? CCXRC, what's up? Johnny in the house, what's going on? So we don't have that much news to go through, thankfully, and we will be able to get to the guest ASAP. What's going on, Lucio? Jay, what's up? Congratulations on your kid taking the money from Figure 8 race. Hello, Facebook user. So Facebook users and Instagram users, I do apologize. I will try and get to everybody. We have quite a bit of people new jumping on the Instagram page.
That's
so
awesome.
Thank you for joining us. What's going on? But if you want to see the actual comments come up, there is a link. So all you have to do is just accept it from it is StreamYard, and it's just to show your profile picture. That's it. It's no other privacy stuff, but it is necessary to see your avatar and win the prize. Because I did.
And that's how we're going to do. So at the end of the show, we'll give away a couple prizes, and it's based on a random generator on a hashtag that we're going to show off. So, and you'll still be able to play along, but your avatar shows up as Facebook user, and so we can't the random wheel generator won't recognize that because there'll be multiple of them. So if you want to win the prize, and we can kind of chit chat with you, through the show, go ahead and click that link so we can see your avatar.
Absolutely. And Corey, yes, yours is showing up now, so you are good to go. But the hashtag for today is, I'm going to share it again right here, micro cow. So if you want to get in on the prize, you do have to comment hashtag micro cow. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to figure it out. I see the cat. So everybody's starting to get it, and we got a lot of people coming over from YouTube. YouTube, you can definitely comment. We can get you on YouTube as well.
Nice.
All of your stuff works from YouTube. Instagram, we are still working on. So I do see a whole bunch of people joined on the Instagram, and definitely starting to rock and roll there. But unfortunately, Instagram, you'd have to either go through YouTube or Facebook in order to enter for the prize via the hashtag. But we do have other giveaways. There, we got them all coming in. So
nice.
One of the few giveaways we are going to do is the little mini mat. And I think
what's going to come with our guests are going to pick some of their favorite CowRC chemicals, and with that is also going to come one of the prototypes. So this is actually the prototype of the mouse pad mini. So this is, I believe it's on the store right now, but has not been released. I think we're actually going to have those here in about 2 weeks. So these will actually be up on the site for sale in 2 weeks, but we're going to give away some of the prototypes tonight.
Yeah,
with the magnet as well.
Yeah, that's going to be super cool. And it's going to be with the laminated magnetic as well. So you can actually write with the dry eraser. Awesome for in the pits. And a micro will fit right on there, I am sure. Mike, you're already good, bud. I can see your avatar. You are entered in to win. But yeah, Mr. Ghost, everybody else, awesome, man. Whole bunch of people, man. I gave away so many of those things at PMB for our cards and stuff like that. It was awesome meeting everybody that actually watched the show. It was definitely it was a cool feeling, because not only did everybody come up and just steal my tire wash this time, they actually were knowledgeable about it, and they brought refills too. So it was a lot of fun.
Love it.
It was super cool PMB. But we are here to definitely talk about the 120/24s. Those are micro. I think that's where micro starts, right? The 124.
Yeah, 24 scale. Yeah, I think, I don't know if the only definition of it is 24 scale, but it's definitely 24 scale is the main platform. We start getting into like I've dabbled into the 18th scale, and those are, for the scale, it's considerably larger. And I know there's some like 32nd scale out there, which isn't as popular, but 18th is starting to get a little bit more popular, but that I think climbs out of the micro range. Like this is a 24 scale right here.
And it looks pretty decently sized too.
Well, this one's a little bit, because it's a monster truck, so it looks a little bit larger, than probably most micros, but it's a 24 scale. It's really the same platform as the FCX24, excuse me. Again, the SCX24, very similar size as well from Axial.
Yeah, Joseph, don't worry. You didn't miss much. We gave a lot of time to get some people back on. We started 10 minutes early. My fault. I'm bad with numbers, but I'll get my watch fixed for episode 31. But before we get too deep into this, we should go over a few notes. We do have the Jet Blaster Minis, right? Are in this week?
They're landing this week. So yeah, you saw on the episode 28, I kind of previewed that a little bit, showed the vacuum action, the blower action. Mike Panacki, I don't think we had a lot of time to talk about it last episode on 29, but Mike Panacki has been messing with it. He took it to a tire race day, and he really enjoyed it. So he kind of used it on the portable side, which is really good for. So landing this week. So your pre-order, your last day to pre-order is tomorrow. So make sure that you order today or tomorrow, and then, and use your code COW-TECH to save an additional 10%. So the pre-order is not a code. It's just what it's shown as on the website. So if you add the COW-TECH to it, you're saving an additional 10% already, which I believe it's like actually 25% off on the website on the pre-order. So you're really getting a good deal if you use both to get combined.
Absolutely. So the last thing that we have to talk about before we start bringing on the micro guests, which I know you guys are all waiting for, is the solder mat, which is definitely needed in the Ross Racing pits.
Yes, solder mat. So those, I think we talked about last episode, there were some customs delays. So I think that's been cleared up now. And so pre-order is going to actually end at the end of this week. So they're still have not arrived yet, but they're getting much closer. So pre-order, the most important thing is pre-order ends this week. So by the end of this week, make sure you take advantage of the discount. Again, utilizing the COW-TECH code for your additional 10% off on your pre-order. But make sure you get on these, because these are going to be really favorable for most people's pits, especially when you're soldering.
Oh man, it will save your mat. Trust me, you do not want to solder on a normal mat.
No, I mean, it fits right in here with the small carbon series mat. This is what it's built for. So if you can actually order the combination as well. So if you go on the website, with the small carbon series mat, you've got the option to get it with just the rubber. You can get it with the magnetics, or you can get it with the solder mat.
Wow.
So lots of choices to pick from. You can also order the solder mat, separately. So if you don't have the carbon series mat and that's not something you're looking for, you can also order just the solder mat by itself.
Yeah. That is so super cool. I can't wait to get my hands on the solder mat. Being part of Team Tekin, it definitely is a benefit because not only am I fixing mine and my family stuff, anybody that runs anything that needs solder, I'm down to help. So they know just to come by Ross Racing. We normally have the iron hot and ready to do some work. So speaking of work, should we bring on our guest?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, so obviously you guys know we're going micro, so we have to bring these guys on in style, and we'll see what we can do.
Oh, you're switching. What are you doing?
All right, we are live. We got RCSteve below me, and we got Kate Crawlers with Adam and Axel. How's it going, guys?
What's up, guys? Hey, pleasure to be on.
Thanks for joining us. Nice to have you.
First off, I got to say, Steve, man, that looks like an awesome micro setup. You got all the move essentials there, looking good. And Kate going for like the clean look. I know he's a Jeeper by heart, and his story getting into the crawlers, we will definitely kind of touch on because most of our guests don't know about how he got into crawling, and it's a pretty cool story. And kind of hear how Axel got his first too. So, are you guys able to hear me?
Yep,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. So we'll start with Adam. Your story about how you got your first crawler, being the Jeep guy.
Yeah, for sure. So I've only been in crawlers in general and the mini crawlers for a little over 2 years now. So how it all started was I have a Jeep Gladiator, a blue Jeep Gladiator Rubicon as my daily driver. And these guys tell I love Jeeps. So I'm always looking for Jeep memorabilia. And I saw the Axial ad for the SCX24 Jeep Gladiator, the blue one. And I said, I got to have that. I thought it'd be a really cool novelty to like keep on my desk at work and just kind of sit there as a shelf queen. So I went in my local hobby shop and they had one. So I picked it up, I checked it out, and I saw it was $140. I thought, no way I'm going to spend $140 on this thing. But then I put it down and I left, started watching YouTube videos, started going down the rabbit hole there. So I went back, picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down. And then I finally pulled the trigger and I got it. And once I took it out and drove it, it was all over. I mean, I was hooked at that point. And then when I found out,
platform.
yeah. And then, the SCX24 has the deepest aftermarket support. I mean, it's like an abyss of aftermarket support. So when I found out that you could build them and modify them, I was done. And that was it. I was down the rabbit hole for sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
and go ahead.
Your one-to-one Jeep Gladiator is awesome. That's one of my favorite parts about your channel is just that, and having the SCX24 sitting on the hood, and then you pan out, and then now so you had the one-to-one version first.
Yeah.
And then you got the 24 scale. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's what I went in there just looking for something that looked like my one-to-one as a novelty, and that was it.
That's so awesome.
It's led you too, man. It's pretty cool to see because you got quite the followers, and I can see right by Axel's head when you pointed back, man, that's a huge milestone to hit. Your YouTube thing is definitely going awesome. And you just gained another fan. I'll definitely subscribe, start following and stuff like that. But very cool to see and definitely appreciated in the micro scene because you're definitely one of the biggest ones that I was looking up for micro followers, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we came in at the right time too. Instagram was really, with Instagram Reels and with YouTube Shorts and things, we came on at the right time. And then I think sharing it with Axel here, because he and I do it together. We love to do it together. And I think it just appeals to a broad audience, being able to share that. And And we were learning too. So I think we were very new to this, so that the audience got to see us grow in the hobby and grow with the hobby. So it's just been an awesome journey, getting to know a bunch of people online and in person when I get to go to events and meet people. There's no better community than the RC community, and I'm just really excited to be a part of it.
That's
Yeah,
so
no
cool.
kidding.
You were able to climb that many followers in just about 2 years then, right?
Yeah.
Wow. That's so hard to do. I mean, I've been at it more than 2 years, and I'm not anywhere close to where you're at. So that's a huge achievement. I mean, you really have to dedicate a lot of time to be able to achieve that type of followership.
Just have fun with it, I believe, right? And doing it with your son is a huge bonus, and is one of the reasons why I'm going to start following you, because I am blessed to be able to do it with my kids. And if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be as passionate about the hobby as I am today. So I kind of feed off of their energy and their excitement and joy, and it's kind of living vicariously through your kids. And I can see that you're a super proud dad, and why wouldn't you be, right? And having fun with your son at the same time. Man, that's a win-win situation right there in my books.
Yeah, for sure. And any content creator, when you're running a YouTube channel and Instagram, it's easy to get, when you try to, monetize your hobby, especially, it's tough because then you start to lose the fun of it. So it's really great to have Axel and I, when we go out together, he really reminds me to keep it fun. So it's really refreshing when we get to go out together, because we have a lot of fun, right, buddy?
So Axel has he has the tan Gladiator, right?
He had the tan Gladiator. This is what it's become now. You want to show him your truck?
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, this thing.
Oh wow, that's not tan anymore. That looks so cool.
Yeah, this thing's custom now.
Yeah, he says it's the right color.
Yeah.
So is Axel going to have a 1-to-1 Jeep when he becomes 16?
Well, you're going to drive You're going to drive the Jeep when you get old enough?
He's like, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll keep it in good shape for him. He can have it as his
good.
birthday present.
There you go. There you go. Super cool. And as some of you may or may not know, Steve has been on the CowRC team, killing it for content for quite the time now. Seeing his stuff on all the main pages, all the main platforms, all the mass media that you can shake a stick at. Steve, looking dialed. Your pit area is looking good. How's it going?
Pretty good, guys. Yeah, just like Adam was saying, man, the micros can take you definitely down a rabbit hole, for the good or worse, depending on which way you want to take it. But yeah, pretty much I use so many CowRC products, and guys, when I tell you that, like, for my micros, it's really easy to actually keep these trucks in their tip-top performance with all these helpful products that CowRC offers.
Nice.
So,
you definitely have the slew of them back there. And I noticed that, is that one of the original blasters?
Actually, this one would be the Jet Blaster Turbo. This one has the Reaper theme. I kind of went full-on Reaper around here. So I know you guys got like the Green Streak or the Patriot, but I had to just go full-on Reaper. But that one's the Turbo. I really like that one, especially with the variable knob. It's plenty powerful for these micros. So I'm very excited to see that mini Jet Blaster coming out, something exactly what the micro scene can use for sure.
Oh yeah, no, you'll like it, especially if you're going to events. It sounds like you go to a lot of events, don't you, Steve?
Yeah, I would attend like some big events down here in SoCal, like Proline by the Fire, and a few other local events down here. There's like Crawlers and Coffee down here, like in Southern California. They host a lot of community events down here, and actually have a lot of big sponsors such as like Axial and Horizon Hobby and so on. So I try to attend as much events as I can. And also the comp scene for like these little trucks are kind of blowing up finally. I know they've been blowing up all around the US and the world, but I'm excited, in SoCal, actually, there's a little bit more of a following for those guys who like to be a little bit more competitive towards one another for these little trucks. So Really, really dig that. And man, when I take my stuff, like my pit setup to events, people really appreciate seeing the practical uses that we can implement the CowRC products for these little guys. And
Very nice. I was actually checking out your Instagram page earlier today, and I saw you have a lot of videos of your Forerunner. So are you a Toyota guy then?
oh yeah, we're a big Toyota fan over here. We love Jeeps
Okay.
too. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually working on a couple Jeeps pretty soon. But yeah, these are one of my latest little micros. It's kind of like an oversized SCX 24. So
Okay.
similar to like a Gladiator wheelbase wise. But actually we take like the custom bodies from different RC products, and then we hook them all the way up with aftermarket chassis and electronics and you name it. So we try and go the full 9 miles, full road. Hit the home run every time. We love
Oh, that's
performance
awesome.
over
That's
here.
cool to see. It's cool to see, like, kind of like the two biggest, 1-to-1 4x4 vehicles, Jeep and Toyota, kind of now we're paired into the 1/24th scale here on the show. So it's kind of cool to see that similarity.
Yeah, I like what kind of got me into the micros a lot was the whole kind of hobbyist approach that we took when it was like the earlier stages, maybe about 4 years ago. There wasn't too many options when it came to bodies and upgrades. So a lot of home like DIY of taking car model, static model bodies and retrofitting them onto the actual crawlers. That was kind of the whole little challenge and achievement if you can do that. So like we have like a little static model here that you can literally fit on an actual crawler, so you can get the full look and feel of seeing hard body crawlers and stuff. So a lot of the scale aspect has been coming to the micro scene too. A
It
lot of
looks like it.
details.
Oh, that's really cool. I love
Yeah.
both those. I mean, the Gladiator and the Forerunner; those both are just really cool scale, and they're pretty, decent sized micros. I like the longer wheelbase too.
They're
So
definitely pretty simple.
is 3D printing an option? Somebody was saying in the chat for the
Oh yeah,
bodies.
I think Adam and I can both say that everywhere you look for the micro scene, there's somebody offering some sort of 3D printed goods, whether it's from bodies to upgrades to even little scale accessories. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I know there's little like foam inserts now, little tire inserts, a whole bunch of cool 3D stuff that you can basically think of that all whatever you think of, it's here in the micro scene.
That's awesome. So for Cape crawlers, you guys are definitely hitting up just your local crawl spot, because just based on the few videos that I was able to creep you on. But what's your big spot to hit up in Cape?
So we're on Cape Cod, so there's not a whole lot to crawl on here, but we're super fortunate that there's an old sand pit, and there's a handful of landscapers, local landscapers that also love to crawl. They're big tent scale guys, so they've really transformed that place into an incredible crawling spot. It's got thousands of yards of epic terrain that they've built, and they've used chicken wire and PVC piping, and they've built these crazy obstacles. So that's where we usually go. If we go off Cape, we like to go to Reckless Hobbies in Wareham, Massachusetts. That's a nice
Oh
spot,
yeah,
good shop that with some
those guys
tracks.
are cool.
Yep. RC Excitement up northern Massachusetts in Fitchburg, great facility over there too. But here in New England, we got a lot of great natural terrain too. So on the coast, you got that rocky coastline, works really good.
Very nice. Yeah, I love seeing the different terrains. I mean, it's kind of cool. You guys are both on the opposite coast from each other. That's kind of ironic. I didn't even think about that. Someone asked in the chat, Steve, and I was curious about this too. The RCSteve 710. What does the 710 mean?
Pretty much just kind of like my little, I would say racing number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone had asked if it was a freeway 710.
I am very close to the 710. Yeah, kind of near the 710, the
Okay.
710,
Cool.
area code too.
Oh, nice. So the other thing we talked about this a little bit earlier offline. So kind of diving into how CowRC plays into the micro scene. So want to kind of ask you guys, Steve, first, what's your favorite CowRC product that you're using currently on your micro vehicles?
On my micro vehicles, I would have to say definitely would have to be my Moo-Slick, the silicone spray. Silicone spray for these little guys. They're gonna help keep them looking absolutely spotless, as you can tell just by kind of taking a quick glimpse. It's literally glistening. I've had this curing for about a day or two now. And while I'm on the trails, I can go ahead and, go on the dust, go on the dirt, and get a little water, get a little mud, and it's not going to really affect or, harm any of the components as much as you would without it. So it really helps protect everything and under the environments.
Oh yeah, no, that's perfect. That's funny you mentioned that. I've been buying and selling RCs for quite a bit of time, and just get bored of something and you want to try something new. But anyways, I had sold a large basher vehicle and had been really meticulous about putting Moo-Slick silicone spray on it after I use it, so that way it's nice for the next bash session. And anyways, I sold it to a hobby shop, and the hobby shop owner called me after it, and he said, hey, I sold this, and the buyer wants to know what you used on this body and on the chassis. And I'm like, Moo-Slick silicone spray. And that's for me, it was kind of cool because it's something that I do and I take for granted, just being on the team and doing it so long. But then to see someone else who has no idea about the product, to see, wow, this was really nicely done and it's really worked, and they wanted to do it again after they purchased it, was a really cool feeling, just to know how well the products really represent themselves.
Yeah, I'd have to agree too. And especially, while these can definitely add up, especially after you start accumulating all the upgrades and the tire upgrades and so forth, that $150 price range can definitely, up in value. So you want to make sure that your all the parts last as long as they can and work as good as they can. So I definitely recommend trying out that Moo-Slick silicone spray on there.
Nice. Now, Adam and Axel, what about you guys? What's your favorite product to use on your micros?
I got to echo what Steve was saying about the Moo-Slick. So I used to race motocross when I was younger, and we did silicone spray under the fenders to keep the mud from sticking. So that's one of the things I got familiar with silicone spray. So when I found the CowRC, it works fantastic. Not only just to keep your rigs clean and looking sharp, but it also helps to kind of deflect the debris in the mud too. So I love the silicone spray. But I gotta say, I think my all-time favorite is still the Utter Butter, man. Like,
oh, nice.
This is just from a utilitarian standpoint. I use that all the time, and that's the best grease. And with Axel over here running in the mud all the time and getting things soaked and muddy, that really has saved us so much from keeping everything lubricated and safe. What do you think, Mike? What's your favorite?
Well, I know what Adam likes. Now we got to hear from Axel.
Yeah, buddy. What's yours?
The wipes, but my all-time favorite. The wipes are my favorite because they help clean up tight spots of dirt or mud that you can't get off with just your hose or the normal stuff. But my all-time favorite is the waterproofing.
The stuff.
Oh, the CowFormal.
Yeah.
There it is.
Nicely done.
Yeah,
I like it. So, Axel? Do you like getting your RCs wet?
I do.
That's awesome.
Well, thank God your dad has the CowFormal, because that will save your electronics for sure.
Yeah, and it's nice when this little bottle goes a long way with the mini crawlers. You can really it goes on thick and it does a good job, and you can get a lot of stuff done with that little container.
That's awesome. Well,
Cool.
you might have a spot permanently on the show with your positioning of the products. That was very good, Axel. Thank you.
Yeah, I know having kids. Sorry. Go for it.
No, go ahead. Yeah, having kids on the show is definitely
having kids
a lot
is the
of fun.
greatest.
And you know what? It's why we.
Sorry about that.
No, you're back on.
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying, having kids is definitely is fun when you're wrenching together. And I just wanted to chime in that my son, when we wrench together, he really loves the ultrasonic cleaner. He thinks of it as a little jacuzzi. You could just throw in all the parts, see it, vibrating and just getting clean. You can just scrub it after, and yeah, super fun. You can make cleaning fun,
It should be.
Yes.
Now, Steve, what's your product have you really not had a chance to try out yet of the CowRC arsenal, or have you tried them all, or is there one that you want to try more?
Yeah, I haven't tried that Cow Formal or waterproof coating that Cape Crawlers likes to use over there. So I'm actually excited to get to probably, hopefully get to try it out, because my son also, he likes to go a little bit deeper in the water than I do. So might as well be safer than sorry. For the most part, everything that I've kind of dabbled in, I really like the brushes, the new brushes that have been coming out. So the other style stick brush, I still haven't had a chance to try out. So I'm curious to see. I think that would be pretty handy in the micro RC world for me.
Oh yeah. Well, you're big into the skins then, right? You're saying what's your favorite scheme?
Yeah, we have the Reaper theme all around here. So whether we have like the little bristle brushes or the ultrasonic cleaner over here, we got from the mag mats and everything. We're doing full Reaper if we can. And
that's one of my favorites too. I'd say it's probably my third favorite. I'll call it.
Yeah, and I think one great other handy item to have for the micro arsenal, one that I actually use every day, and if you guys can probably see it here in the camera, it's literally covering the whole desk. So that's going to have to be the mag mats or the screw catchers from CowRC. So Adam, Cape Crawlers, and I'm pretty sure a few guys that have the micro trucks that are listening, we all know how tiny the little screws can be. You go ahead and your son says something to you, you turn around, and the next thing you know they're gone. You're like, what's going on? So I have literally as much mag mats as I can to have to keep everything in place. So all the little screws that fall down, if they do, they're not going anywhere. And they come in all different sizes. So from here at home, a stationary setup, to a little portable size that you can put in your pit bag or backpack is the way to go. Definitely check those out.
Well, it's wild because I mean those little screws. If you have like some thicker carpet and you're working over top of carpet, they just disappear inside the carpet. It's unbelievable. Like I'm more of a 10 scale guy, so I know just dropping those types of screws is hard enough. But when I've worked on the 24 scale, they just completely disappear. It's unreal.
Yeah, just forget about them.
So Adam and Axel, what's the CowRC product you guys haven't tried yet, or that you want to try out some more?
I think for me, I'd really like to get my hands on a Jet Blaster. We've got a lot of the actual products, and we love the products, but I think I'd like to get more into kind of the supporting hardware, like the brushes and the Jet Blaster in particular.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely, especially if you like getting wet, your rig's wet, and like after washing them, it's perfect. Adam's big into using them. I like to use them. I especially like them outside. I've actually started using it more on even just cleaning. Clean off your desks of the just debris, dust, little dirt, and all that type of stuff. Especially if you're like in clay, and especially if you're doing like a tire, and then the tire tread, all the stuff comes off on your desk. It's nice to be able to get that all cleaned off, because especially the 24 scale parts and pieces, you start mixing dirt with little screws, it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of the techniques to clean these little scale things? Because I'm guessing you guys have a small pick or dental floss, like trying to get just the dirt out of the screw heads would be a challenge, right?
Yeah, could definitely be a little tricky. Thankfully, CowRC, they came out with the handy dandy stick brushes, so they actually have one of the smaller sizes that really is helpful to go ahead and get in between, like, say, the springs of the shocks or the insides underneath the steering links and stuff like that. Before that, I did have like a little rock climbing little bristle brush, so to clean like rock climbing holds, that's what I would usually use. But now I kind of tend to use these little stick brushes. But just a quick spray down with the Moo-Kleen, the parts and chassis wash, is going to be probably your go-to little spray bottle or chemical for these guys. They don't get too dirty unless like you're going to go mudding or going to go absolutely racing in some dirty conditions. But a quick little wipe down and scrub, and probably the Moo tire wash. The Moo-Kleen tire wash is a must for crawlers. It's going to keep those tires actually nice and conditioned and getting that, sticky property, kind of almost feeling brand new. It's going to really condition the tires that you need, rather than kind of, over the long run, you're hurting the tires with other, types of stuff, maybe a little bit more harmful.
We definitely noticed it in the racing scene that the conditioning in the tires was huge, and the longevity you get out of them now also increased, because you're not, pulling the oils out and stuff like that with a more, chemical based product. So definitely cool to see that it transitions over to the micro scene as well. Now, does it? You guys don't punch holes in your tires, right, for the micros?
Yeah, I do. I vent the tires, especially nowadays that they have like the 3D printed, for kind of flexible tire inserts. There's really not much worry for me to get these wet and the foams getting deteriorated and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely vent the tires.
Yeah, I do the same.
So go ahead.
I was going to say, and I used to vent my wheels pretty exclusively, but with, as Steve was saying, when you get those 3D printed inserts, sometimes they'll plug the hole on the wheel. So I like to vent the tires as well. And then you run an insert like that, you're waterproof, and you still get the airflow through there.
Nice. Yeah, and you're not going to have to worry about heavy spots with the water just hitting a part of the foam, right? So it'll keep it a little bit better balanced. Now, what other things have you guys been modifying and upgrading? Like the sky's the limit on these things, I'm guessing.
Well, I know one popular upgrade that a lot of people like right now are brand new shiny axles, right? A lot of people like, there's literally axles coming out almost every month, every day, different types, right? And we can buy them, we can pop them in. They're pretty nice and smooth, but I like to give that full CowRC treatment by go ahead and we'll tear it down, and we'll blast off all the old grime and oils and greases with the CowRC Moo-Kleen Degreaser. So guys, when I tell you to definitely break them down and rebuild them with some CowRC products, it's going to be game changer. So after you clean off all the bearings and the little worm gears or the ring and pinion gears and shafts, what I like to do next is I'll take all my bearings, and then I'll grab the Moo-Slick ultra light, ultra thin oil with the PTFE. And this is you guys killed it with the formula. So a little spray goes a long way, especially for this scale of the bearings. and I greased my shafts or the axle shafts and with the ultralight grease. So literally, I do a little like I go extreme on such a small axle, but in the very end, I butter it all up with the udder butter, and I can tell you, I'll spin it by holding the little output shaft, and that axle is just so quiet, spins freely for days, and it just leaves me a peace of mind knowing that, man, this axle is going to be pretty bomb proof for quite a while. So
Now I know why
always
you're
got to
getting all
break
the
them down.
media. Like he just sold me on it, and I'm a fan of CowRC stuff. Holy, yeah, that was a good little spiel into the maintenance that goes into these little guys. I'm actually impressed because when most people hear like what Adam was saying, like I'm not gonna go in and spend $140 on this thing, no way, and it's just gonna sit on my desk. It's probably gonna be all dusty, and I'm just gonna buy it once, and it's gonna just sit there. Lo and behold, $140 later, it's gone down the rabbit hole now. And seeing the upgrades that you have on your crawler, I know you were showing the Toyota with the extended links. That's super cool that you can kind of customize it to your own niche. And I think that's what adds to the fun in building your micro crawler. Because, like, truly, from what I'm just seeing out of Use 3, the sky's really the limit on what you can build.
Yeah, like you could literally go from the most kind of realistic, quote unquote, scales type of builds to the most like ultra performance, huge tire type of like serious competitive rock crawler cage, setup. You name it. Whatever you've seen in the 110 world, they probably have implemented it for the micro world now.
Nice. Nothing wrong with that. So any TRX 4Ms, I'm guessing that's the TRMX Micro or something?
That's the
Have
Traxxas.
some TRX 4Ms. Got a couple little bit, we always do a little bit of aftermarket stuff here and there.
Yeah.
I get it's like right
I
there.
know the popular ones that have been
nice.
coming out is like the Red Cat Racing. That's kind of like a new one. They just came out with the little one. But those are kind of like the 1/18th scale.
Sure.
What's kind of interesting is I see like the micro community, or at least the whole market segment, kind of implementing more towards that 1/18th scale rather than like the SCX 24 or kind of smaller size. So lately I've been noticing like a lot larger tires options rather than like smaller tires, and just a little bit more like oversized parts, which a lot of people, they don't mind because of the performance that it brings, a little bit more ground clearance, a little bit more tire clearance and stuff like that, a little bit beefed up more parts. So I definitely can rock, the 18th scale as well. How about you, Adam? Gate crawlers?
Yeah, it's been interesting to see kind of the market shift towards the 18th scale. The TRX 4M, I think, really lit a fire when Traxxas released that, and we've seen a lot of the newer rigs are coming out in that scale. Like the CR18P and the Evo Pro. A lot of these 18th scales are nice, but it's cool because the size is still similar enough to the 24s that you can still run them side by side, and it makes a good challenge for the 24 scales to beat up on the little bigger ones, I think.
Now, do you guys consider, like being in the micro scene, do you guys consider the 18 scales a micro rig, or is that outside of the micro?
I still kind of group them together.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was kind of like a gray area, because I have a couple 18 scales, and I like them because they really kind of start getting, to me, they're more towards the 10 scale than they are to the 24 scale in my mind, because the parts are just larger. It's the same screws, a lot of the same screws are there. So I didn't know if that kind of started going towards the out of the micro world or not. That's interesting to hear you guys' thoughts on that, though.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting when I saw, like, I'm so used to the M 1.4 tiny size screws. Then I see like it go to M's 2.0. I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. But then I start seeing M 2.5 on the Traxxas TRX4M platform. Like, oh, okay, things are getting beefed up. And then, you know, there's a couple of models out, like the Losi. They have a little mini LMT monster truck now, 1/18th scale. So obviously that's a bigger size. And then I think the most kind of confusing 1/18th scale is the Axial UTB 1/8 UTB 18s, which actually utilize a lot of 1/10 scale parts, and they're obviously much bigger than a normal 1/18 scale truck. But yes, I can agree with you. You know, there's a lot of you know, bigger stuff happening for the TRX4M platform and the 1/18 stuff.
Now, Adam, what was that model you held up that looked like a Vanquish?
Oh yeah, that one is actually a UTB 18 aftermarket flat rail by Northwest Chassis Works. So this one's called the Coyote chassis by Northwest Chassis Works. And I kind of went overboard with this UTB 18 build by doing a 4-wheel steer setup. And like I said, when it uses a lot of 110 components, I have like a deluxe fab, you know, components that can be found to use for these type of trucks. So it's really a lot more like a super small 110 scale, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's custom though, man. Holy cow.
Yeah. And it's been a little project, but man, CowRC, all the CowRC stuff that I've used in it, it's pretty much ready to go, and it's going to be good for a while.
So we had Jason asking, who else are you sponsored by other than CowRC?
Sponsored by a few other cool companies such as like NSDRC, Flub RC for the micro community. They've been making like the aftermarket little tire inserts for extra performance, as well as some 3D printed scale bodies. So cool. They're pretty cool. Other companies, like I mentioned, the chassis, Northwest Chassis Works. And anyone? Oh yes, my ESCs. There's a VTech Electronics. He's been designing electronics specific for these little small scale platforms. So really cool. They're like the silent type of drone style ESCs now that make, you know, really good performance on the brushless or brushed platforms, depending on which one you want to set up.
Nice. So Matt is asking Adam what crawlers TRMX4 got in it, because he's not sure what you got in it.
So this one right here. So this one has it's got the Mies Racing. It's got the 2-speed transmission and motor combo in it, and it's got the Endura low center of gravity, the carbon fiber chassis kit. It's running the MB100 ESC on it. The diamond axles, but still brushed motor in this one. I like this 2-speed setup a lot. It's nice.
Oh, nice 2-speed. It's always nice. Now, Adam, do you do a lot of like comp stuff, or do you do trailing, or just a little bit of everything?
I do a little bit of everything. I like all of it. I would say, you know, I like to chase the performance, but I also like to chase kind of the extreme side of it. You know, like when I first got started, one of the things that really helped the page take off was going for that extreme articulation. Yeah, and then I kind of moved away from that, but it's still kind of, you know, I still got the old sweetheart here.
I love that one.
This thing up like a pretzel, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, lately I've been chasing more.
And that's 24th though, right?
That's 24th, yeah.
True, because I thought that micro was 24th. I'm happy that Tyler asked about the 18th, because the one that you're building, it almost looked like it was a 10 scale. So I wasn't sure if you guys like had the cutoff there and stuff like that. But like, so the 18th is kind of the new hotness right now.
Feels like it. And I've been pushing Axial hard to make an SCX 18, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right? And then they're asking about the Max Smasher is a 2-speed.
Yep, that is it. Yeah, that's what this is. So it's got 2-speed, which it's fun. I mean, this thing is fast. And you can actually like the way I've got it set up is low speed is pretty good for crawling. It's a little bit faster for that, but 2-speed is insane. This thing will do wheelies just all day long. So it's, to me, it's based on a crawler chassis, but it's got a hepped up motor in it from FMS. So it's to me is more of a basher than anything, but it's fun to drive.
All right, so Scott brings up a really good point while we're on the micro chat. What is the best out-of-the-box micro? He's saying it's the Ascent 18. Out of the box, if I was to go buy one tomorrow, what 18th scale you guys recommended?
For the price, while you can, I would definitely say the Ascent 18 out of the box, straight up. Yeah, that's a good one. It's fun.
Wow.
I gotta go with the Hobby Plus Evo Pro. You get the brushed version for $168. It's a killer.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
it's pretty good too.
So basically what you're looking at, like with like an extra battery and a few things, you can get it out the door for like $200.
Yeah.
So that's not
Nowadays,
too bad. And then
there's a
that's
lot of
where it all starts.
so many options, but definitely you could pick like a few key upgrades and they should definitely really help perform right at, pretty good for that $200 price range.
That is pretty cool, man. And like obviously somebody commented saying how cheap accessories are for the smaller scale, and that they can't help but keep it now. So it's one of those things that you can just kind of like, oh, you know what? I want to see what those axle pods look like on my rig,
Oh yeah.
Ship it. A lot of Ascent fans. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So it must be legit. Yeah.
It's a great truck. They did a great job with the Ascent 18 for sure.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's one right there.
Yeah, here's an Ascent 18 right here. I actually try and keep up with a lot of the platforms because in the micro community, I also I'm like a link builder for all these type of micros. So I offer and make these custom high clearance links for the SCX24, TRX4M, and everything like that. And I use my mag mats, my screw catchers, my little ruler sticker to go ahead and make sure that everything's lined up. All my measurements are good to go. So it's really helpful to have these CowRC tools whenever I'm doing for the RC community, or whether it's for other people or for myself.
Nice. Yeah, and with you going to all the big comps, I know a lot of people are going through your pit areas and checking it out for sure. So it's awesome to have you on site, and the content you've been doing lately is definitely on point. So I think we're coming up on the minute mark. Should we give away a few things?
Yeah, geez, that time's flying. Yes, let's do that. So I think we said that we were going to give away. So you want to start with Steve's favorite product was the Moo-Kleen silicone spray. So you want to do that as the first, one, as well as the micro mouse pad with magnetics too. So that'll be prize number 1.
Yep. Everybody, just make sure you comment Micro Cow to make sure that you are in the link. It is only 13 Micro Cows in there so far. Make sure you do it all lowercase and don't put no spaces in it. That has to look exactly like what we commented earlier, just so we make sure you have your chance to win. And then we will spin the wheel. There we go. Now we're getting some more entries in. There's 3 more in a row.
Get those entries in, guys. I need that little mini map when they come out.
Yeah, and this one I believe is a prototype that he's putting up as well for the prize.
Yeah,
which is
lucky guys.
Cool.
Yeah, it'll be a prototype. The full production will be out in 2 weeks.
And I think I
think that will be pretty cool for the micro scene, especially if you guys are just doing it, messing around stuff like that. It'd be good to have.
I mean, this is, size-wise, this is a large 24th scale. So it's decent size. especially I mean more for parts. You ever taken a
Uh-oh.
apart transmission or a
Come on.
diff? That
Yeah,
would be
you can.
perfect for that.
You can probably pick up the little sample pack that CowRC has, and you could get the full CowRC experience pretty much with all the little
Yeah.
Moo-Kleen tire wash, the hide wipes, and you get a little mag mat, guys. And you'll be able to put this mag mat nicely on that new mini mouse pad. So it'll be a sweet micro setup, guys.
What if Adam froze up there? Maybe. Well, we'll wait for a second here. So I'll go ahead and get Adam's favorites. So our next drawing will be Adam's favorite, which I'll pick. He had a few of them out there, but we'll do the Udder Butter. So Adam, do you like the syringe or do you use the tub more?
So I've never tried the syringe. I've got the tub. That's the only thing I got.
Okay. Well, we'll do the tub. If you get around to it, check out the syringe. So like, especially for like the micros, like I always like it because of the point to it. So being able to get into tight little spaces, and you can sometimes get away without having to get your fingers on it. That's usually kind of why I like it. So for what it's worth, check it out if you get a chance to. That's my personal favorite. But we'll give away the tub. Because you do get more, you get 8 ounces with the tub. Rather, this is, I believe, 2.5 ounces. So, Adam, you
All right,
with?
guys. Sorry, I went for a walk again.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah.
So
Okay,
so
Jason
it
Wallace.
was as soon as I hit the button, my whole thing crashed. So this is the first winner, and I do apologize for that. But Jason, congratulations. Woo. So who did that was the first prize, right? Because I think I missed like a minute or two.
Yes, so that's the first prize. So Jason will get the Moo-Slick silicone spray and the micro mouse pad mat. And then for the second drawing, we're going to do Adam's favorite, which is going to be the 8-ounce tub of Udder Butter and the micro mouse pad.
He's happy. It's a new winner.
Well, yes,
All
we
right.
always like new winners, and we also like new viewers too. So everybody who's tuned in today for your first time, thank you so much. And take a look at the screen if you're new to this, and you go to CowRC's website, which is cowrc.com. You'll save yourself 10% by using the code COW-TECH at checkout.
All right, so we ready to get another winner for the Udder Butter?
Yeah, let's spin it.
All right. Good luck, everybody. Rick Hodge taking home the Udder Butter. Congratulations. So we have some people that are going to get some pretty darn cool stuff. That's for sure. Especially those micro mats, man. I want one of those just for a mouse pad, man.
Yeah, that's true. You've been using that. That works pretty good.
Yeah.
No complaints there. I like it.
And you can't beat the graphics, right?
That's the best part about it.
Yeah. So obviously we're running up on time. We have a couple minutes left. Is there anything that you guys want to bring up with the micro crawlers? Anything that you think that Heath might be able to do to help support the scene that seems to be exploding at the moment?
Man, you know what? Just want to say, probably Heath, keep kicking butt for the micro community. I'm excited for everything that's been coming out lately. Like I said, guys, for me, a little bit goes a long way for all this CowRC product. So in my opinion, it's a good investment for me. It's going to last a whole bunch of projects when it comes to the micro community or micro scene. And yeah, guys, appreciate you having me on.
Heck yeah, man. We appreciate you putting up with us. Yeah. So Adam, what are your thoughts on that?
I think the guys over at CowRC, you guys are doing a great job coming out with innovative and practical products. Really appreciate what you guys are doing. Makes it easy to keep our rigs clean and functional. So I really, really appreciate it. And I think you're doing a great job. So I'm grateful to be a part of the team, and I'm looking forward to keep on using it on all scales, not just the micros. So I love it for all of them.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and definitely like your full size Jeep as well. I know you already promised it to your kid, but if you do want to sell it, yeah, hit up this Canuck, because we definitely love our Jeeps down. Where man, we get so much bad weather. I don't know if you guys are able to go out and crawl right now where you're at. What's the temperature down there where you're at, Adam?
Oh boy, we were at a balmy 52 degrees today. It's still, we're in what we call sprinter, so it's kind of like half spring, half winter. Winter has a death grip on us this year and does not want to let go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Steve, what about you? What's the temperature there?
Oh man, it's usually, SoCal right now. It's like mid 70s, but sometimes for some reason lately, the weekends it wants to just decide to rain. So hard to get out on the weekends, but man, it's definitely nice and sunny right now still.
All right, cool guys. Well, Tyler, I don't know if you have any other questions for these two fine gentlemen.
No, I want to plug these guys and thank them very much for their time on the show and all the comments. You guys provided a whole lot of content for us. And Steve, he's RCSteve 710 on Instagram. Are you also on YouTube as well, Steve?
Yeah, you can check me out. Also, I got a YouTube page. I have recaps of the Micro Monday shows that I have on Instagram. So check me out on RCSteve 710 on Facebook as well as YouTube.
Excellent. Nice. And Adam is Cape Crawlers on Instagram and YouTube, and he's killing it on both platforms. I mean, Adam, I've subscribed to your channels, long before I knew you were going to be on this channel. And I think the thing that really got it for me is your Gladiator. I mean, I'm big into off-roading, and I like that Gladiator. I'm not necessarily a Jeep guy, but I do appreciate a good-looking Jeep, and you've got a great-looking Jeep and awesome channels.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you guys for being a part of the show. Episode 30 already in the books. I can't believe we're already 30 episodes deep. I appreciate you guys spending the hour with us, especially with all the glitches on this end. We'll try and get that all sorted out for next show. And I swear to God, I'm digging a hole in my yard and running fiber out to the back. But thanks. Yes, thanks for joining us, guys, and we will see you on the next show. Bye for now.
Bye.
Catch you later, guys.